Hello and welcome to ENN. I'm Pat Nuzzo.
And I'm Dave Byknish. Spring and winter session scheduling is currently underway. If you haven't received it already, your PIN number required for registration of new classes can be obtained from your faculty advisor. In order to guarantee yourself the classes you want for next semester, it is best to find out the exact date you schedule from Scott's and be ready to plug in the course numbers as the clock strikes midnight.
Last Thursday's fire at McDowell High School caused the Trojans' football game against Altoona to be moved to Sox-Harrison Stadium. ETV assisted Mill Creek Television to stream the game for parents and fans who couldn't make it to Edinboro. A 17-year-old suspect is now in police custody and is facing a host of criminal charges related to the fire. Students
interested in earning community service hours came out in full force for the volunteer fair held on Tuesday. Organized by honor student Jen Highfill, the fair was a way for students to meet groups who need volunteers.
I'm in Dr. Williams' Sociology of Social Movements class, and I had contracted the class as an honors credit. And what that means is I have to come up with a project that's over and above the curriculum of the class. So in thinking about what to do, I knew that in my time here at Edinboro, I had not seen a volunteer fair on campus. Several of the organizations that are here today I volunteer with. So I kind of thought, well, maybe if I could get a lot of groups to come out, the students could come check it out, and folks who need service hours or who just want to do community service would have a way to join up with organizations that need help.
And can you talk about that thing you're holding right now?
One of the organizations I'm with is the Erie Zoo, and I am what's called a docent at the zoo. One of the things that volunteer docents can do is animal handling for education and outreach. And what I have here is our juvenile American alligator, whose official name is Petrie. He's about a year old. We use him for education programs. We go into schools or other places in the community to show people what these animals are like. We also have a full-grown adult alligator on the zoo grounds, Tubbs. He's much bigger. He's about 19 feet and several hundred pounds. Petrie, as you can see, is a little over 2 feet maybe, and probably weighs about 1.5 pounds. He'll stay with us until he's about 3.5, 4 feet long. And then we will send him down to Gator World in Florida, and Gator World will send us small alligators in return, and we'll start the whole process over again.
And why do you think it's important for students to volunteer?
Personally, when I was in high school, we had mandatory service hours, and at first I thought that was going to be the worst thing that I would ever have to do. And one of my first volunteer jobs was with the Erie Zoo at Zoo Booth, and I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a neat way to interact in the community. And community service is something I've done since then, and I think it gives you a lot of chances to not only get to know the organizations that are in your community, but how they serve everyone. I volunteer as a soccer coach for EYSA and for the YMCA. I volunteer at the zoo. I'm an instructor with AARP and several other things, and each one of those gives me different experiences that I can take into a job or that I could take into something else. But beyond that, it just gives me a chance to give back. In a lot of ways, I'm very lucky, and there's people that aren't as lucky as me. So I think it's kind of important, even for people who are college students, to realize that they can make an impact.
Anyone still interested in finding a way to lend help can find Ms. Highfield's contact information on the Edinboro website.
Edinboro University is making a conscious, eco-friendly effort as the new Highland buildings continue to be built. Recently, the Highlands received a silver certification from the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design for new construction. This certification was based upon the choosing of a sustainable site, water efficiency and materials and resources, and indoor environmental quality. Highlands construction has been done using mostly local materials and producing less waste on site. The buildings themselves use energy-efficient plumbing, have state-of-the-art sprinkling systems, and all of the paint, carpets, and adhesives that have been used emit a low percentage of chemicals. The Highlands will continue to incorporate these environmentally friendly techniques as the new buildings are being finished.
The General McLean School District has been listed as one of the top 25 districts in all of Pennsylvania to be designated lower spending and higher performing. The previous study, done in Pennsylvania in 2007, found the average cost per student at $12,916. The expenditure for General McLean was $11,501 per student. Being that General McLean has the lowest cost per student in PA, they will receive more state subsidies than most schools will.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these commercials.
Got a hankering for fresh hand-tossed pizza hot out of the oven? How about some chicken fingers with french fries cooked to order? Wish you could start the day off with some warm, gooey cinnamon rolls? Satisfy your cravings at Norman's Deli and Pizzeria. Located in the College Park Apartments, Norman's is only a short walk from the Edinboro campus. But if you'd rather eat in, Norman's delivers throughout the Edinboro area. Just call 814-734-4747 and you'll get fast, friendly service. Norman's, now that's what I'm talking about.
Hey there, Timmy. Are you tired of walking all the way to class? How about in the rain? In the snow? Sick of trying to find a parking spot, paying for gas, or parking tickets? Wouldn't you rather spend your money at places like Walmart, Erie, or the Mill Creek Mall? Shopping, class, the movies, wherever life takes you, EMTA can get you there. Ride free with your student ID.
Hey, good game. Oh, there we go. Great game, man. Let's go get a win! This year's MVP goes to Jake.
Take steroids and eventually everyone will see you for what you really are. A fake, a fraud, an asterisk. Don't be an asterisk.
Experience could be like none other in our lives. A time when great things happen. A time to safely learn independence, face challenges, and explore opportunities. And to join together in common purpose, building bonds that often last a lifetime.
I'm Dr. Jeremy Brown, President of Edinboro University, a place where great things indeed are happening.
Edinboro University. Discover more at edinboro.edu.
The Office for the Performing Arts Series brought the 2006 Grammy Award-nominated Borealis Wind Quintet to Cole Auditorium November 2nd. The hour-and-a-half-long concert featured the works of George Onslow, Eugene Boza, and Percy Granger. The quintet, which featured the flute, oboe, clarinet, French horn, and bassoon, played to an audience of over 100 students, faculty, and community members. Jazz singer Satchel Vizadani is set to perform in the auditorium next on December 6th.
Speaking of music on campus, on Wednesday, the music department hosted a concert. Edinboro Brass played for a small group of tuba lovers. The concert featured not just music majors, but many others such as nursing and education. The audience had the rare chance to sit on stage throughout the show. Director of the show, Dr. Daniel Burdick, explains why he chose the setting for the event.
It's an interesting idea to have the audience on the stage. It provides a little bit of a better sound mix for the low brass instruments, for the tubas and euphoniums. We're sitting on the stage, you can hear everything a little bit more clearly. And since we didn't expect hundreds of people at the concert, we can fit about 100 people comfortably on the stage.
The Speech and Hearing Club held their annual bake sale this week in order to raise money for their American Speech and Hearing Association Conference in Philadelphia. The conference takes place from November 17th through November 20th and is just one of many activities that the Speech and Hearing Club participates in. The club has been involved in Project Smile Train, Rake, and tour drives for the St. Vincent's Children's Center and is excited for the upcoming College Bowl on November 9th. I caught up with the team captain, Kara Dracorn, and fellow club member, Lauren Mahalik, on Tuesday.
The Speech and Hearing Club likes to raise awareness about speech and hearing health. We do a lot of things around campus and a lot of things in our communities. Recently, we raised money for Smile Train, which is an organization that does free cleft lip and cleft palate surgeries for children with craniofacial abnormalities. We also raised money and toys for St. Vincent's Children's Ward during Christmas last year. So we like to do a lot with our community and help out as much as we can.
Are there any upcoming events that you guys are planning on participating in?
Yeah, we actually have two teams competing in the college, but we have the undergrad and the graduate, and we would really like everyone's support with that. We also are looking forward to moving into the new speech health science building in the spring semester coming up. So those are two big things coming up for the club.
So, are you excited for this weather coming up?
I've heard it was going to be cold.
Well, from what I heard, it was going to be sunny.
Well, we'll see what Dorian says
Yeah,
when he comes up.
We'll let Dorian settle this.
All right.
Hey, Dorian?
See you after break.
Got a hankering for fresh hand-tossed pizza hot out of the oven? How about some chicken fingers with french fries cooked to order? Wish you could start the day off with some warm, gooey cinnamon rolls? Satisfy your cravings at Norman's Deli and Pizzeria. Located in the College Park Apartments, Norman's is only a short walk from the Edinboro campus. But if you'd rather eat in, Norman's delivers throughout the Edinboro area. Just call 814-734-4747 and you'll get fast, friendly service. Norman's, now that's what I'm talking about.
Hey there, Timmy. Are you tired of walking all the way to class? How about in the rain? In the snow? Sick of trying to find a parking spot, paying for gas, or parking tickets? Wouldn't you rather spend your money at places like Walmart, Erie, or the Mill Creek Mall? Shopping, class, the movies, wherever life takes you, EMTA can get you there. Ride free with your student ID.
Hey, good game. Oh, there he is. Great game, man. Let's go get a win!
This year's MVP goes to Jake.
Take steroids and eventually everyone will see you for what you really are. A fake, a fraud, an asterisk. Don't be an asterisk.
Experience could be like none other in our lives. A time when great things happen. A time to safely learn independence, face challenges, and explore opportunities. And to join together in common purpose, building bonds that often last a lifetime.
I'm Dr. Jeremy Brown, President of Edinboro University, a place where great things indeed are happening.
Edinboro University. Discover more at edinboro.edu.
Hello everyone, I am ENM meteorologist Dorian Churn with this edition of the weekly weather. Starting on Monday, we have partly sunny skies with a high of 50 and a low of 36. Tuesday, we have the same day as Monday, partly sunny, highs 53 with a low of 37. Wednesday, this is getting better with the sunshine, high 54 with a low of 39. On Thursday, we begin to cool down a little bit, but still partly sunny skies with a high of 48 and a low of 41. But Friday is our game changer as we'll be having showers in the area with a high of 48 and a low of 38. And today's trivia question is, on what date does winter begin? A, November 30th, B, December 1st, C, December 21st, or D, January 1st? And today's answer is C, December 21st. That is when winter officially begins. But here in Edinboro, you know that always comes early. I'm ENM meteorologist Dorian Churn with this weekly weather forecast.
Hello, once again, Edinboro. I'm Mike Keenist with the sports. We'll start things out with volleyball. The win streak has come to an end with a loss to #1 ranked Clarion. The team had, however, managed to set the new school record for consecutive wins with 15, and now has a 25-4 record overall and 15-2 in PSAC play. The last game of the season will be against Indiana this Saturday. The team is currently ranked 2 in the Atlantic region as we get ready for playoff action. And being ranked #2, the Scots are likely to have some home games for the playoffs. So be sure to come out and cheer on our record-breaking Lady Scots volleyball team. The Lady Scots soccer team just traveled to Kutztown this past Tuesday to play in the PSAC quarterfinal playoff match. Unfortunately, Lady Scots were defeated 5-1. I spoke with Taylor Stetka about the game and the season.
Hi folks, Mike Keenist here again with the Totally Sweet Sports Show. For this week on the Edinboro segment, I have Taylor Stetka from the women's soccer team. Just got back from a loss in Kutztown. Pretty heartbreaking?
Pretty devastating, I would say.
It's no good. Wasn't even, I mean, it was a 5-1 loss. Got the one goal did come late in the game. Just start us off from the beginning, I guess.
Well, last time we played Kutztown, they came at us, caught us completely off guard, scored in like the first 30 seconds. And we came in there yesterday and we told ourselves we weren't going to let that happen. So instead we waited a couple minutes for them to score on us, which took us all, just shook us all up, I think. And then they got another one. And after that, we kind of brought ourselves back together, and we got a goal. And we told ourselves, oh, we can come back from this. And then the ref, there was a handball at the corner of our penalty box, and the ref said that it was blatantly in the middle of the box, and he could somehow see this from midfield, and gave them a penalty kick, which our goalkeeper probably could never have saved that. So we were down 3-1 at halftime. And we still kind of thought we would come back from that because we're always a second half team. However, we didn't.
What was the halftime like? Was Coach Gary? What did he tell you guys?
He told us. He said it wasn't a big deal, which sounded kind of passive at first, but he told us he definitely believed in us and that we could easily come back.
Well, it seems like you guys were staying. It wasn't just like an overall just domination by them. Like you guys were leading in shots for a while there. It says overall shots they had 14 to 12 for the whole game, and then 8 to 7. You guys actually had more shots on goal. So
I don't know. We just really didn't test their keeper at all. Like our shots, they counter shots that went wide, went way over the goal.
Yeah.
And honestly, the ref handed them that game. I'm not saying we didn't go out there as strong as they did, but he gave them an offsides goal. It was blatantly offsides. And just when goals are handed one after another, it's kind of harder to.
It's hard to keep motivated towards that. Yeah, I can imagine. The season was pretty good though. You guys were 11-6-1 overall, 8-6-1 in the PSAC. Only 2 losses at home and a tie. All wins other than that. Was the home field advantage a big thing?
Definitely. This year we've had, I think, more fans than we've ever had. The Frisbee team here was definitely a large contribution to that, but just everyone seemed to come out more this year. Yeah, I think that's actually our second highest record.
Yeah, that's other than the 2007 season you guys had, or they had 13 wins. Would you think it would have been a different game if it was at home?
Absolutely. We've never really been an away team away game kind of team. I don't know if it's a thing overnight or what, but we just always start off slow, and it took us 9 hours to get there, and then we went to sleep, had to wake up, and played on grass, which we dominate so much better on turf. So there was just a lot of disadvantages for us.
How was the weather out there, by the way?
Better than here.
Yeah.
No, there was sunnier, so it was still cold, but definitely sunnier.
So, the weather itself wasn't so much a factor as the playing field might have been, just because you're not used to it. But yeah, a good season overall. Let's get back into the rest of the game. You came back from the second half, another goal that was let up, you said, by the bad call.
Yeah.
And, after that, was it?
I think everyone kind of started getting the mentality that we knew we were going to lose, which you never want to have that mentality, but at this point it was 4-1. We kind of all knew. There was 12 minutes left. You could probably get a goal or two, maybe. But everyone just started getting more personal with hits and stuff, and we got yellow card, maybe I think 2 yellow cards, and there's a lot of arguing with the ref, which we're not really proud of, but the ref was, like I said, he made a comment to one of our players. I don't know the exact words, but our coach Gary wished he had known that, because he said he would have definitely reported the ref and all that, because it was uncalled for and unsportsmanlike.
That's a shame to hear that, because playoffs are stressful enough, and then when you have situations like that, it makes it even harder to do what you went there to do, which really, really feel bad for you guys, because you had such a good season, and I'd like to see you guys make it a little further, but there's always next year, right?
We're hoping.
And speaking of next year, 3 starters are leaving, 2 captains, 4 people overall. One of them is Rachel Dorian, one of the leading scorers. Have you heard of any new people coming in, or do you have any optimistic view towards next year or anything?
I always want to be optimistic when it comes to the sport, because it's what we're working for here. But, like I said, all 4 players that are leaving are crucial. But we did also lose 4 crucial players last year, and we haven't really played anyone new this year, so it's not like their absence was that missed. They were definitely crucial players, but we still stepped
Adjusted.
up. So I'm hoping the same thing will happen this upcoming year. I don't know about incoming players. I haven't heard much.
I'm sure it will. Coach has been here for a while and seems like he knows what he's doing. I'm sure that won't be too big of a problem. Other than that, I mean, you think playoff bound next year again?
I mean, this was my first time going there in 3 years I've been here, so kind of want to end on a good note.
Yeah,
so
like to see that. But well, congratulations on making it as far as you guys did, and like how well you did this season. It was fun to follow and watch. A little bit I did get to see this year. You guys look good, and definitely hope to see you guys do good next year. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's unfortunate to see the team out of playoff competition so soon. However, it was a very good season for the Scots, and I would like to congratulate the team on the season. Now, moving on to football. Once again, the football team has brought home a victory this week. The team traveled to Lock Haven on Saturday, and the final score was Edinboro 30 and Lock Haven 22. This is a 10th straight win against Lock Haven and is the longest such streak the Scots hold. Edinboro managed to score on its first 4 possessions of the game, but Lock Haven surprisingly kept the game close throughout. But the Scots managed to hold Lock Haven off late in the game and get the win. Some key notes of the game: Cody Harris was 15 of 24 with 196 yards. Gary Nolan had 8 catches for 97 yards, and the Scots rushed for an astonishing 318 yards total. The defense held the Bald Eagles to 183 yards passing and only 93 yards rushing. Edinboro will conclude the regular season with 2 home games. They will play California this Saturday and will end the regular season the following week against East Stroudsburg at noon at Sox Harrison Stadium. That'll conclude sports for this week. I'm Mike Keenist, and go Fighting Scots.